A garden should be a place of joy, not a burden. In our busy modern lives, finding time to simply sit and enjoy our outdoor space is a true luxury. This is why the idea of a low-maintenance garden has such a powerful appeal. It is not about being lazy, it is about being clever. It is about creating a beautiful, tranquil sanctuary that works with you, not against you. A garden that requires less weeding, less watering, and less fuss gives you more time to appreciate the simple pleasures it offers, like the buzz of a bee or the scent of rain on dry earth. This approach is truly timeless, connecting us to a long history of gardeners who understood that simplicity is often the key to lasting beauty. The classic low-maintenance garden is built on a foundation of good structure and sensible planting. It's a style that never goes out of fashion because it relies on strong shapes and reliable plants that look good throughout the year. Think of it as creating a green room outdoors. You want good bones, the walls and the furniture, before you start adding the smaller decorations. This means choosing plants and features that provide a constant, pleasing backdrop, regardless of the season. This isn't about having a boring garden. It's about creating a calm, consistent canvas that allows a few special plants to truly shine when it's their turn. It's a peaceful, ordered space that soothes the mind. Many people feel overwhelmed by gardening. They see it as a long list of complicated tasks and Latin names, but it doesn't have to be that way. The secret is to start small and keep things simple. A low-maintenance garden is the perfect starting point for any beginner. It builds confidence and allows you to learn at your own pace without the pressure of constant work. You can create something truly wonderful with just a few well-chosen plants and a clear plan. The goal is to spend more time with a cup of tea in your hand, admiring your work, and less time on your knees with a trowel. The beauty of this approach is its sustainability. By choosing plants that are right for your soil and climate, you create a balanced little ecosystem. These plants will be healthier, stronger, and more resistant to pests and diseases. This means you won't need to use as many chemicals or interventions. You're working in partnership with nature rather than trying to control it. This creates a garden that is not only easier for you to manage, but is also better for the local wildlife. A simple, well-planned garden is a gift that keeps on giving, offering beauty and peace for many years to come with minimal effort. The most important decision you will make for your low-maintenance garden is your choice of plants. The right plants will thrive with very little help from you. Look for plants that are native to your area or are known to be tough and adaptable. These plants are already suited to your local soil and rainfall, so they will settle in quickly and require less attention. Perennials are a fantastic choice. These are plants that come back year after year, saving you the trouble and expense of replanting every spring. Good examples include hardy geraniums, sedums, and rudbeckias. They provide wonderful color and texture without demanding constant care. Evergreen shrubs are the backbone of any timeless garden. They provide color, structure, and interest all year round, even in the depths of winter. Plants like boxwood, yew, and holly can be shaped into neat hedges or left to grow in their natural form. They create a wonderful green framework that makes the garden feel established and complete. Other excellent evergreen choices include lavender, which offers beautiful scent and color, and choisya, the Mexican orange blossom, which has glossy leaves and fragrant white flowers. These plants form the permanent structure of your garden, so you always have something lovely to look at. When you are at the garden center, read the labels carefully. Look for words like drought-tolerant, easy care, or low maintenance. These are clues that a plant will not need constant watering or pruning. Grasses are another superb option for adding movement and texture with almost no work. Varieties like Stipa tenuissima or Festuca glauca are incredibly resilient and look beautiful swaying in the breeze. They soften the edges of paths and borders and create a very natural, relaxed feel. Remember to choose plants that suit the amount of sun or shade in your garden. A sun-loving plant will always struggle in a shady corner. Finally, don't be afraid to use a limited palette of plants. Repeating the same plants throughout your garden is a classic design trick. It creates a sense of rhythm and harmony, making the space feel calm and unified. Rather than buying one of everything that catches your eye, try planting in groups of 3, 5, or 7. This has a much greater visual impact than dotting single plants around. By choosing a few reliable, hardworking plants and using them generously, you will create a stunning and cohesive garden that is wonderfully simple to care for. This is the secret to a professional look with amateur effort. A simple design is the foundation of an easy care garden. Complex, curvy borders can be difficult to mow around and maintain. Straight lines and simple geometric shapes, like squares and rectangles, are much easier to manage. Think about the main paths and lawn areas first. A straight path made from gravel or paving slabs is not only easy to lay but also simple to keep weed-free. It provides a strong visual line that leads the eye through the garden and makes the space feel organized and intentional. Clear, simple shapes give the garden a sense of order that is very calming and pleasing to the eye. Tidy borders are essential for a classic low-maintenance look. A crisp edge between your lawn and your flower beds makes a huge difference. You can achieve this with a simple spade-cut edge, or you can install permanent edging. Materials like metal, brick, or stone create a permanent, neat barrier that stops the lawn from creeping into your borders. This saves you a lot of time and effort throughout the year. Inside the borders, arrange your plants with structure in mind. Place the taller evergreen shrubs at the back, the medium-sized perennials in the middle, and the lower-growing plants at the front. This simple layering creates a full, lush look. Using containers and raised beds can also make gardening much easier. Planting in pots allows you to control the soil and position plants perfectly. If you have poor soil in your garden, a few large, handsome pots can provide the perfect home for feature plants like an agapanthus or a small acer tree. Raised beds made from timber or brick are another excellent option. They lift the garden up to a more comfortable height, which means less bending down for weeding and planting. They also provide excellent drainage and can be filled with the perfect type of compost for the plants you want to grow, giving them the best possible start in life. Don't forget to plan for a seating area. A garden is for living in, after all. Position a simple bench or a small table and chairs in a spot where you can sit and enjoy the view. It could be in a sunny corner for your morning coffee or a shady spot for relaxing on a hot afternoon. Having a designated place to sit encourages you to spend more time in your garden, observing the changes through the seasons. This connection is what gardening is all about. A simple, well-thought-out design creates a space that is not only easy to look after, but is also a genuine extension of your home. Once your garden is planted, there are a few simple tricks to keep it looking its best with minimal effort. The single most effective thing you can do is to mulch. Mulching is simply covering the bare soil in your borders with a layer of organic matter. This could be bark chippings, wood chips, or your own garden compost. A thick layer of mulch, about 5 to 10 centimeters deep, does several wonderful things. It suppresses weeds, which means less work for you. It helps the soil hold on to moisture, so you need to water less often. And as it breaks down, it feeds the soil, improving its structure and fertility. Watering can be a chore, especially during dry spells. An automatic watering system can be a fantastic investment for a low-maintenance garden. Simple soaker hoses or drip irrigation systems are easy to install and are very efficient. They deliver water directly to the base of the plants, right where it's needed, with very little waste through evaporation. You can connect them to a timer, so your garden gets a consistent amount of water without you even having to think about it. This is particularly useful for pots and containers, which can dry out very quickly. It gives you peace of mind and keeps your plants healthy and happy. Be relaxed about your pruning. Many modern shrubs and perennials don't need fussy, complicated pruning. Often, all that is needed is a single tidy-up once a year. For many flowering perennials, you can leave the dead seed heads on over winter. They provide wonderful structure and look beautiful when dusted with frost. They also provide food and shelter for birds and insects. Then, in late winter or early spring, you can simply cut all the old growth back to the ground to make way for the new shoots. For flowering shrubs, a light trim after they have finished flowering is usually all that's required to keep them in good shape. Finally, the most important tip is to enjoy the process and be patient. A garden is a living, changing thing. It will not look perfect overnight. Embrace the journey and don't strive for perfection. A few weeds here and there are not the end of the world. The goal is to create a space that brings you pleasure, not stress. Start with a small, manageable area and build on your success. With a little bit of planning and some clever choices, you can create a beautiful, timeless garden that gives you so much more than it takes. It will be your own personal oasis, a place to relax and reconnect with the natural world right outside your back door.